Good morning, dear students. Our subject is in this third semester we have digital electronics. So this is a basic subject for digital systems design and computer systems. So in this, according to our objectives, we have binary number systems in the first unit. So now let us proceed to the lesson. In this, I will introduce digital systems and binary numbers and number based conversions, octal and hexadecimal number systems. Okay, so with this we will learn basic things. So what are the digital systems? So in this era, the total technology is based upon digital age and information age. We can call this age as digital age and information age. In this, digital computers that we use, generally personal computers, and these are all called general purpose computers. We can do many scientific, industrial and commercial applications with the digital computers. And we have in our hands smartphones and laptops, and all these comes under digital systems. And the other thing is, digital systems also will be used in communication applications, in telephone switching exchanges and digital cameras, electronic calculators, personal digital assistants and digital TVs, and discrete information processing systems such as to manipulate discrete elements of information. For example, to process and manipulate the information, digital information, numerical data and alphanumerical data. So now let us see what is the difference between analog and digital signals. Let us take two examples. You observe there are two graphical representation of two signals here. One is analog signal. It is a continuous time varying signal. If you observe, it is, for example, let us take sine wave. It is a continuous signal. So xt signal, analog signal, is varying between two peaks. Not only fixed two peaks, but so one example like this, a continuous change you will observe in analog signal. For example, during a specified period of time, for example, temperature of the environment. This is a analog signal. The temperature, for example, from morning to evening, in this total range of time, we will observe the continuous change of that physical quantity, that is the temperature. And similarly, let us take digital system example. In this digital, the signal is, the total physical signal will be divided into discrete values, and each discrete value will be assigned with a digital code, and that becomes the digital signal. So what is the advantage of this? The advantage is, in the digital system we have greater accuracy we will achieve. Okay, there are some problems, quantization errors, but that can be not be a big problem. Okay, let us say an information variable, that is a message signal represented by physical quantity. For a digital systems, the variable takes on discrete values, two level, that is binary values are the most prevalent values. So the two levels are taken in digital systems. So logic 1 and logic 0 in electrical quantities, high voltage and low voltage. High voltage for logic 1 and low voltage for logic 0. If current quantities, generally it is not taken. Binary values are represented abstractly by digits 0 and 1. In words, we can speak like this. Digit 0, you can call it as false. Digit 1, you can call it as true. That means in electrical operation, we can treat low level false as off condition and the high level you can call it as on condition. So this is we can just okay, this is a binary values. So binary values are represented by values or ranges of values of physical quantities. Okay, now let us take decimal number systems. So now the first unit here we are going to discuss is number systems. In the number systems, let us take the well-known number system which we are studying from our childhood, LKG. That is the decimal number system. So the decimal number system, its base is 10. The number system base is 10. You can call base also radix. Another name for base is radix. So in this decimal number system, total 10 symbols are used. 10 symbols. The symbols here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Total how many symbols? Total 10 symbols are there. And okay, every symbol we can call it as a digit. And each digit has its own position in a number. And the position may be in integer position or fractional position. Okay. So the weight, the number digit value depends upon its position. That means weight of that digit. So the weight equals to base power position. The weight is base power position. So magnitude is sum of digit multiplied by weight. For example, let us take the number 512.74. Let us take the integer part. So here in the units position, that means 0th position, that means units position 2 is there. In 10th position 1 is there. In 100th position 5 is there. So here what is the position? Weight is, for the units weight is 1. For the position 10th position 10 is the weight. 100th position, that means second position, is 100 weight. That means the position numbers are 0, 1, 2 and its weights are 1, 10, 100 respectively. So now if you observe, 2 is in units place. So 2 into its weight value is 1. 2 into 1, that means it's 2. So now in the first position, after 0 position, first position, weight is 10. So 10 into 1, so the value of the digit is 10. Now in the second position 5 number is there. So its weight is 100. So 5 into 100, 500. That means it's according to its position and weight, it assumes its magnitude value. Similarly, after decimal point, we have 2 digits, 7, 4. And positions are -1, -2. And weights are 10 power -1, that is 0.1. 10 power -2, that means 0.01. So let us, what is the value of the 7? The value of the 7 here is according to its position -1, it assumes 0.1 into 7, that means 0.7. Similarly, digit 4 value is 4 into 0.01, that means 0.04. That means in general a digit can be a number can be expressed like this. D0 into b power 0 plus D1 into b power 1 plus D2 into b power 2. In the fractional part, plus D -1 into b power -1 plus D of -2 into b power -2. So this is the general expression for any number. Okay, now let us go for another number system, octal number system. The base of the octal number system is 8 digits. So the radix value is 8 because octal means 8. The symbols here are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 8 symbols are there. So we have already studied in the decimal number system, the weight is base power position. Now the positions are, let us see, the magnitude value can be calculated in similar way. So now let us take the same number 518.74. You should not read 512.74 0.74 because it is not decimal number, it is the octal number. So for the octal number you have to read 512.74. Okay, so the positions are okay, 0, 1, 2 in the integer part, and after decimal point you have fractional part, fractional positions -1, -2, and you see we have to, in the previous just now we have discussed in the general expression. Here in the place of b you have to substitute 8, that's all, and you will get the expression like this. That means express the actual number in terms of its radix. The radix is 8. Always express any number in terms of its radix, so that after final calculation we will get the magnitude value in decimal number system. So that is a thing you have to remember. Now let us see what are the weights for the octal number system. For the integer positions, if you observe, for the 0th position, what is the weight? 1. In the first position, what is the weight? 8, because 8 power 1. In the 0th position, it is the 8 power 0, that means 1. 8 power 0 means 1. So in the second position, what is the weight? 8 power 2, that is 64. So now similarly in the fractional part, if you observe, after decimal point 1/8, that means 8 power -1, its weight. Similarly 8 power -2, so that is the 1/64 weight. So we can expand with the help of weights, and final calculation we will get 330.9375. So this is a octal number system. Let us go for another number system, that is the binary number system. Now the base of the binary number system, that is the radix of the binary number system, is 2. The symbols here used are 0 and 1. Only 2 digits. So this 0 and 1, 2 digits are called binary digits. So in the binary word, you take first letter B. In the digits, you take last 3 letters. You will get bits. That means always you have to call the digits of binary number systems as bits, not digits. So remember, call bits. What are the bits of binary number system? 0 and 1. And let us consider one number, 101.01. 101.01. Okay, so this is the binary number. The positions, integer position part, we have 0, 1, 2. There are 3 bits in the integer part. Fractional part, you have 2 bits, 0, 1. And if you observe weights, what are the weights? 2 power 0, 1. that is the weight of the units place, and 2 power 1, that is the weight of the next place. 2 power 2, that is 4, is the weight of the next place, and so on, like this. And for the fractional part, 1 by 2, that means 2 power minus 1. So 2 power minus 1 means 1 by 2. So that is the weight of the first position after fractional symbol. And next, 2 power minus 1. After 2 power minus 1, we have 2 power minus 2. That is 1 by 4 is the weight. Now, according to general expression that we have seen just now, let us utilize that same expression and expand this number. Whenever you expand the number, given number in its radix, you will get finally the magnitude in decimal value. So now let us express 2 power 0 into 1 plus 2 power 1 into 0, 2 power plus 2 power 2 into 1. In the fractional part, plus 0 into 2 power minus 1 plus 1 into 2 power minus 2. So after simplification, we will get the magnitude of this number 5.25 in the decimal. That means 5.25 decimal number is equivalent to 101.01 in base 2. So this is the binary number system. Now, another terminology, let us see. In the binary number systems, 4 bits, that means 4 bits, that group of 4 bits is called nibble. Group of 8 bits are called byte. Okay. Now let us go for hexadecimal number system. In the hexadecimal number system, the radix is 16. What are the symbols? The symbols are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After 9, A, B, C, D, E, F. These are the fixed symbols. Remember, these are the fixed symbols for the hexadecimal number system. Now, let us take a number 1G5.7a. 1G5.7a. So similarly, the weights here are 16 power 0, 1, 16 power 1, 16, 16 power 2, 256, like that. Next weight is 16 power 3, like that, goes on. Similarly, after fractional part, there are 2 digits, 16 power minus 1, that means 1 by 16, 16 power minus 2, that is 1 by 256, and 16 power minus 3, 16 power minus 4, like that, it goes on. So these are the weights, and we have to expand this number in its radix according to general formula. So after simplification, that means 16 power 0 into 5, 16 power plus 16 power 1 into e means 14. E means 14. You have to substitute like that. Plus 16 power 2 into 1. Similarly, in the fractional part, 7 into 16 power minus 1 plus 10 into 10 means a. A means 10. 10 into 16 power minus 2. After simplification, we will get 485.4765625 in decimal. That means, so this is the way of expanding the given hexadecimal number system and converting that number into decimal. Here you have to remember carefully, the important thing is after 9 you will not get 1010 because it is hexadecimal number system. After 9 you will get A. A means equivalent 10, B means 11, C means 12, D means 13, E means 14, F means 15. So these are the symbols and equivalent decimal numbers. Whenever in simplification and to get the magnitude value in decimal, you have to substitute its equivalent numbers of decimal instead of letters. That you have to do. Remember this. Okay. Very important point. This point is very important. Okay. So now let us that means 1G5.7a base 16 is equivalent to 485.4765625 in decimal. So now let us the power of 2, let us see the power of 2. N, for example, n value let us take in one column and 2 power n, let us see another column. When n equals to 0, 2 power 0 is 1. When n equals to 1, 2 power 1 is 2. N equals to 2, 2 power 2, 4. N equals to 3, 2 power 3, 8. N equals to 4, 2 power 4, 16. N equals to 5, 2 power 5, 32. N equals to 6, 2 power 6, that is 64. N equals to 7, 2 power 7 equals to 128. You see the power of this? So these will be the weights of binary number systems. 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128. Okay. Similarly, n equals to 8 like that. That means you observe here, for n equals to 8 you will get 256, for 9 512, for 10 1024, for 11 2048, for 12 4096, like that. For n equals to 20, 2 power 20. Okay, kilo, 1000 means kilo, 1 mega, giga, tera. Okay, so these are the number systems what we have discussed so far, and we have studied digital systems and their applications, and digital signal and analog signal comparison, and how digital systems are very useful, and in storing and processing of data and retrieving data at any time. So that we have studied. Now let us go for arithmetic operations. So in the arithmetic operation addition, we know the decimal addition 55 plus 55. So you will get 110. This you know. Next, let us see the binary addition. So what are the numbers we have taken? The first number is 111101 plus 10111. So 1 plus 1 is 10. That means carry is 1, 0 is the sum. Carry is 1, 0 is the sum. Now 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 1, 10. So now in the next position, that means carry is 1 and 0 is the sum. Now let us see. 1 plus 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. Let us see. 11. Carry is 1, sum is 1. Now, in the next position, we got 1 plus 1 plus 0. 1 plus 1 plus 0. Let us see. 1 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 0 is 10 only. That means carry is 1, 0 is the sum. Now, in the next position, we got 1 plus 1 plus 1. That means 1 plus 1 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. So carry is 1, sum is 1. Now finally, one carry is there, one bit is there. So 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 is 10. So that means carry is 1, sum is 0. So that you write that carry down, and the total result of the binary addition is 1010100. Very simple addition, binary addition. You can do similar problems. The decimal equivalents are, first number is 61 and second number is 23. Okay, let us see 84. In the binary equivalent also, the same binary equivalent value of this addition is 1010100. In decimal value, respect to decimal value is 84. So similarly, binary subtraction. Let us see. Let us take two numbers like this and let us subtract. The first number is 1001101 and the second number is 10111. So let us subtract. 1 minus 1 is 0. You will get 0. 0 minus 1. Can you do that? No, you can't do. So what we have to do? We have to borrow from the higher position, next higher position. So take borrow. So borrow must be 10, not 10. Here borrow is not 10, but it is 10. 10 means 2. Base is, for the binary number system, base is 2. That means we are taking borrow 2. Borrow 2 means 1 0, borrowing 1 0 from the next higher position. So let us take borrow 2, that is 1 0. So 2 minus 1 is 1, and next higher position from where we have taken borrow, you have to less it by 1. So we have to put it as 0 because 1 becomes 0. Okay. Now we have left with the next position subtraction is 0 minus 1. In this also we can't do subtraction. Hence the same procedure we have to utilize. The procedure is take borrow 2, that is 1 0, from the next higher position to this position, and less 1 from that higher position. So that is the procedure. So take the borrow 2 and less its position by 1. So 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay. So next position subtraction. In the next position subtraction, let us we have 0 minus 0. It is very simple. 0 minus 0 is 0. Okay, next we left with another subtraction, 0 minus 1. We can't do, so take borrow 2. But the higher position is 0, so you can't take borrow from the 0. Hence take borrow from next higher position to this 0 and less it, and take borrow from this position to this position and less that 2 by 1, like this. So this is the way. Now 2 minus 1 is 1, and 1 minus 0 is 1, and here nothing is left, that means only 0. That's all, that means 0. So this is the result of the subtraction. That is, the first number is decimal equivalent is 77, and the second number subtrahend number is 23, minuend number is 77. So 77 minus 23 is 54. We have got the exact result here. So this is the way of subtracting one number, binary number, from another number. So always remember, one important thing I want to emphasize here is, whenever you subtract higher number minus from lower number, that means subtracting 1 from 0, because you can't do, you have to borrow 2. Why borrow 2? Borrow 2 because radix 2. So we are taking borrow radix 2. So based upon that, you have to decrement one number from the higher position, because you have borrowed 2 from that position. So these two things you have to do. Not only that, and whenever you borrow from higher position, if that higher position is 0, so the next higher position, you go to the next higher position and take borrow 2 also. From that borrow to, you have to less decrement by 1. So that thing, that procedure you have to remember while subtracting one binary number from another binary number. So this is the way what you have to do. So now let us see the binary multiplication. Very simple. The procedure that you used in decimal multiplication, the same procedure you have to use. There is no, and use the binary addition finally. That is the thing you have to remember. So this is the way of multiplication. 0 into all is 0. 1 into all number is all that number, and like this you will get. Very simple multiplication, bit by bit, very simple. Finally you have to add, so finally you will get the digit. What is the final value here? Okay, now in the next class we'll discuss conversions. So today we conclude our lesson. We have learned importance of digital systems, how they play a role in our day-to-day life. This is the digital era, and we have discussed the digital signal and analog signal difference, and we have discussed the basic number systems that we are going to study, that we have studied. The number systems are majorly, we have studied 4 number systems. The first one is decimal number system. It is the well-known number system from our LKG. So that is the decimal number system. And the next octal number system we have studied. Its base is 8. And the next we have studied hexadecimal number system. Its base is 16. And we have studied binary number system. Its radix is 2. So the binary number system plays important role in digital systems and computer systems. So this is the conclusion. So let us stop our lesson. Okay, thank you.